week 4, day 4 of my practice diary. So today, as usual, I started with the chromatic scales as my 5-minute warm-up. And then Joe Satriani, was with me. So today I'm learning a new song, and it is by Metallica. The name of the track is Sad But True. So firstly, this is not in standard tuning. I think it's a whole tone down, which is D standard. So it's exactly the same as E standard, but just everything, all 6 strings, are toned down. A tone lower than usual. So it starts off with an A chord. Oops. So immediately the first thing that I struggled with was the kind of lick when you go. And I found that I couldn't quite play it that fast. So the way I adapted to the problem, the way I overcome the problem was, the first time I did it, I was kind of hammering on without any support, hammering and pulling off without any support. I was kind of going with just the 2 fingers, them 2 fingers, the 4th finger and the 3rd finger. But I found that my 3rd finger often fatigued, and it got too difficult to actually. It just fatigued, and I couldn't hold the speed of the hammer on and pull offs. So the way I overcome that was to support by using my 2nd finger to kind of join onto my 3rd finger, and to support it so that all the work is shared through the 2 fingers, not just the 3rd finger. So it makes it a lot easier, and I can sustain the lick a lot faster without any fatigue. So before I was doing, also when I was doing that, I'd often start bending the string as well, so it'd slightly go off pitch, which you don't really want. But then I incorporated the technique where I hammer on and pull off with 2 fingers together. Also added a little pinch harmonic, half bend type thing. That is not a part of the original track, but I wanted to become a bit more creative and make it sound as heavy as possible. So that's why I added that part. The other part I struggled with was I think it was the after the intro. There's a brief pause, and I kept going out of time type thing. I kept starting the off beat, off time. So the way I overcame that problem was just to simply count the beats. So it's 2, 3. The count goes. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. I just simply had to listen to the track and just count the beats, and I think it was 7 bars. Yeah, 7 bars. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. So the riff itself, the original riff isn't really that difficult. It just consists of hammer-ons and pull-offs. Actually, no, just pull-offs. Actually, not hammer-ons. Pull-offs on the 5th fret, 1st fret. The thing I did struggle with was the fact that the distance was quite large. Also, especially, so I think there's a 3-note gap. 3 fret gaps, sorry. Also, the frets closer to the headstock are more spread apart, unlike the frets in the other upper registers of the guitar. So it's harder to kind of pick further away. So I just had to kind of practice it really slow and make sure that I was precise and I wasn't sliding into the wrong notes or hitting the wrong notes. Also, what I did to make it more interesting, make it more creative, the normal riff just goes like this. Sounds like a great riff, but I just wanted to add a little bit of more, not spice, but a little bit more edge to the song. So what I did was, instead of just pulling off from the 5th fret, I'd slide into it. So I'd do a slide from the 3rd fret to the 5th fret on the A string, and then pull off. But I'd also do, while I'm doing a slide, I'd do a pinch harmonic slide and then a pull off. So. So that's the verse, and then the verse goes. No, wait a minute, give me a sec. So I learned up to that point. So I learned, I think it's the intro, the verse, and half of the chorus. So the part of the chorus I've learned was, how does it go again? So I think I spent around probably the whole song. I spent around 20 minutes practicing the riffs, Sad But True Sorry by Metallica, and then I spent 5 minutes in warm-ups, and I spent 10 minutes working on my grade 6 books, just working on my arpeggios and scales, making sure that I can play them well, fluently. So I'll just give you an example of some of them. So you've got the A natural scale in 5 positions there, if you can see. And then you've got and then you've got like A Mixolydian modal scale, if you can see that. I'm not sure if you can. And then augmented 5th arpeggios, if you can see that. So I'll give you a quick example of what one of the scales that I practiced mainly was the A natural minor scale in 1 octave, 5 positions. So you've got A natural minor, so you've got. Oops. You give me a sec, I'm playing it wrong. So that was 5 positions, and that was a really bad example. I shouldn't have played it like that. I should have played it a lot slower and more fluently. So instead of rushing it, just play it more fluently and with more finesse. So yeah, that's the 5 positions. That's one of the scales I mainly practiced today. So that's my practice story for today.